Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Founders Table series. This was birthed out of the initial webinar we had this year in March, of which I'm sure some of you were part of that series. It was quite an intensive 2.5 hours packed with, sharing, opening our minds to learning and hearing others who have gone through different forms of, variations of their cycles of their businesses, being part of that session. And it was held and moderated by our able CEO, Ms. Ifoma Malo. And, part of the feedback was, it was encouraging from that session. And we decided to say, okay, you know what? Why don't we spotlight our ecosystem? I mean, we have them there. It's not only when we have funding opportunities that we can amplify the voices of what you all are doing, the great work that we are doing across the country in Nigeria and even outside SSA, that's speaking to Sub-Saharan Africa, as it were. So this was a baby from the first one, and we would be continuing this. And this is an avenue for us to, showcase each and every one of you from the different sectors that you all play in, the innovation, the technology, the effort, the time, the zeal, the passion that you all are putting into doing the great work that makes us, who we are today in our different areas, and even as a country in Nigeria. So we appreciate you all. We thank you. We see you. We want to tell you that we see you and we appreciate all the work that you're doing. And this is an avenue for you to come and speak to, the general public and within the ecosystem to tell us what you're doing and how you're able to achieve this. And what are those pitfalls? What are those challenges? What are those pains or those, stumbling blocks that you're able to iterate and come over so that, going out of this, I'm also learning, as it were, So if today I switch from my cap as being a director at CTH and I decide to go into the entrepreneurial stage, I'm listening to you all and actively taking notes as well. So as I hand off back to Anne, I want to say welcome once again to everyone who's on the call and hoping to, have a wonderful webinar series, this first series for our Founders Table. And we'll be continuing this as the time goes on. So if you're not on today's showcase, which also will be, publicized on YouTube, so we also take you viral as well. So it's not just going to end here. Look out for the next iteration. You may just be the next person in the next Founders Series table. So welcome once again, everyone. And I hope you all have a good webinar series. Thank you. Back to you, Anne.
Thank you, Ms. Nina, for that brief welcoming speech. Thank you so much, Ms. Nina. So on her agenda for today, the next thing we have is to introduce her first speaker in person of Mr. Hayatulla Busari. And I'm sure you'll be wondering, who is Mr. Hayatulla Busari? I will quickly, in the next minutes, run through his bio so we can know who he is and what he's currently doing and where his strength lies. So I will quickly read through Mr. Busari Hayatulla bio. And Mr. Busari, I'm sure you are here with us. You can just give us a wave, let us know you are here with us, and let us see you. All right, welcome, Mr. Busari. All right, that's Mr. Busari saying hi. Thumbs up to us. Yeah, thumbs up, Mr. Busari, thumbs up. All right, Mr. Busari is an e-mobility specialist and committed to advancing sustainability across Nigeria. Through mobility, he works vehicles adoption, battery energy storage, fleet transition strategies, and renewable energy integration for public and private sector applications, including electric charging, infrastructures, projects, and utility solutions designed to reduce fossil fuel dependence while improving operational efficiency and long-term economic viability. With a strong background in transport and strategic project development, Hayatulla has developed clean energy proposal for institutions, manufacturers, and development-focused organizations, contributing to broader conversation around clean energy access, decarbonization, and scalable infrastructure across Africa. His approach prioritizes practical, commercially realistic, and locally adoptable implementation. With her clap and favorite emojis, let's welcome Mr. Busari Hayatulla. Mr. Busari, if you're here, you can take off from here. Thank you.
All right, thank you all. My name is Hayatulla Busari. It's good to join the webinar session today on Founders Table. And it's my pleasure. I want to really appreciate the FinTech Hub community for bringing us this far, I would say. CleanTech Hub has been one of our major partners when it comes to e-mobility, and especially with advocacy for sustainable energy. And again, I think the introduction has, you've done well with the introduction. So I would just want to get started with what we'll be discussing today. So please permit me to share my screen from here. Okay, 1 second, please. Okay. Yeah, you can see my screen. So today, I basically want to talk about what we've been doing at Touch Mobility, and then what we are currently looking at. So Touch Mobility is an e-mobility company. We have our base at Abuja, at the Maitama, and then we are more into business-to-business partnerships when it comes to e-mobility, as well as business to customers. So we serve both businesses and customers directly in the Nigerian e-mobility sector. And one of our core, or basically what we do, is we supply electric buses, two-wheelers and three-wheelers, electric cars that are ready for Nigerian use. We'll talk about use cases in maybe later. Then we are also into electric charging infrastructures, because we know that electric vehicles depend on electric charging infrastructures. And then we also have swapping stations for two and three wheelers. These swapping stations are basically for electric motorcycles and tricycles. So all of the conversations around the deployment of electric vehicles, whether it is two-wheelers, three-wheelers, or electric bus, is what we do at Touch Mobility. Now, we joined CleanTech Hub. That was 2024, remember. And it began with the Eco FinTech Accelerator Program, where quite a lot of people applied for the Accelerator Program. And to give us context to this, we started Touch Mobility 2023. So it was just about a year after Touch Mobility was founded that we met CleanTech Hub. And then the journey was around how to position ourselves industry ready. So this was our foundational program with CleanTech Hub to help us build our confidence to meet with investors and to pitch to our audience. So later on, we begin to have more conversations around general youth advocacy programs like the Youth Climate Summit. That was also last year, 2025. And also we've also participated in the AFDB Green Mobility Rapid Market Assessment Validation Workshop, which is more or less like an EV roundtable for EV players in Nigeria, where an assessment is done on what is really happening on ground when it comes to EV in Nigeria. So all of this was facilitated by FinTech Hub, and as one of the alumni of the Eco FinTech Accelerator, we are opportune to participate in these programs. So yeah, so what the journey has taught us so far in a nutshell is that we learned, I would say the hard way, at Touch Mobility, the importance of collaboration. And many of us might not know yet what collaboration might mean for an industry like the EV industry. So many startups, I would say any startup that is currently here with us needs to leverage the experience of other established players. A typical example is CleanTech Hub. CleanTech Hub has the platform to build or I would say promote anyone who is into the clean energy space. So see CleanTech Hub as one of your major partners in order for you to understand what is really going on in your industry. So we learned the hard way through collaboration because after many failed attempts, we realized that in fact we don't really need to reinvent the wheel as what we were initially doing, trying to build things from scratch all by ourselves, trying to raise funds and get grants without thinking about how can we do this the shortest way possible and then the most efficient way, which is collaboration. So also funding realities is one of those things that we've learned. And then, for many startups, especially if your startup involves capital intensive projects to show for. So it's most likely would need you to show, I would say, balance sheets, because that's what investors really want to see. They want to be sure if your idea or your startup is bankable. They want to be sure that you are one of those people that if they invest in, they'll be able to get their return on capital employed. So traction matters a lot for anyone who is just getting started. You don't have to start by yourself. You can join others within the industry to start with, to begin with the experience, because the traction is what your potential investors want to see. Without it, funding doors are closed. That is the reality, and we learned that the hard way. And grants are strategic; they are not fallbacks, and financing approach. So, one of I think we learned too was that not all grants, you are not meant to apply for all grants. You are not meant to apply for all opportunities available out there, because it might lead to time wasting efforts that you probably will realize later that you should have invested your time pursuing something that will bring you real results. So in fact, I cannot begin to explain how much, especially in details, how we have lost opportunities that we could have won due to misplaced priorities. So some of the challenges we faced, like I said before, was steady rejection from grant applications, funding shortfalls, then limited gateway of opportunities, investor criteria, and also one of those things that we prepare ourselves for, especially if we are in the clean energy space, is we need to understand what it is, what it takes to be funded, what it takes to win a grant. And most likely, what we need to do is to take our time to study others who has been in this space. In fact, I would say that if there's anything that we need to take away from this session, is probably shadowing those who have done it before. Those who have done it before and how they went around doing what they did, and especially with their success stories. So also, one of those things that we learned, or one of the challenges we faced, was the EV space itself, because I would say the transport space, generally speaking, the transport sector is a volatile sector, because transport and accidents and risk, they are like twins. So many times, a lot of investors are not willing or ready to invest in transport business. It's just whether we call it, it's still transport-based business. So many investors try to shy away from investing in any transport-based businesses because of the risk involved. So one of those things we need to look into is to understand your business and those who are really interested in your business, and then pitch to them. And also what investors really want when it comes to criteria. It could be banking, and that is why I talked about traction in the first place, because one of those things you need to have is to have strong traction that will attract investors to build in your or to invest in your. Having said that, despite that, we are still able to come up with would I say some small wins. In 2024, we're one of the top 100 startups that qualify for NSIA, the innovation, NSIA Innovation Hub. Then also in the same year, we also qualified for the top 100 total energy startups of the year. And then also in 2024, we also hit one of the top 20 businesses in Lagos. That was which is called the Lagos Business Amplifier Clinic, which was sponsored by the Lagos State Governor as one of the innovative businesses in Lagos. Also, we featured in the Mobility and Access in African Cities, which is a program that was funded by the Volvo Research and Education Program in Kenya. That was last year. And then, of course, the CleanTech Hub Accelerator Program in 2024, and the World Intellectual Property Program still in 2024. So some of these would also agree with some of my previous conversations that I've already had, that in 2024, we were clueless, and then we were trying to, will I say, fit ourselves into what the industry actually needs. But the truth is that some of this cluelessness was what brought us where we are today, because if you have not tried, you can't really say you know what is there. So especially if you are starting from scratch without anybody to shadow in the first place. So where are we headed, and how can you help? So for us, we are still a business that is running our e-mobility services in Nigeria through partnerships and individually. Then one of our vision is to make meaningful difference in the world's CO2 economy through green transportation and logistics. So we are building a cleaner and more connected Nigeria, one electric vehicle at a time. So we are still seeking funding, and we are still seeking partnerships, just like any other startups would be seeking. So if you have any questions, the floor is open, and thank you for giving us the audience. Over to you.
That the question comes after the final speaker. But since you have 20 more minutes, you can quickly take your question. So if anyone has a question, you can drop them in the comment section so that Mr. Busari can answer before the next speaker. Thank you. And I'm sure we enjoyed the section. And one thing I picked from what he said, and he mentioned that take this home. This is one of your key take home. He said, and I quote, he said, we should shadow those who have done it before. We should look at their success stories, what they did, how it was done, and even their downtime. Those things, the way they failed, we should look into it. We should shadow them. So if we walk along in that perspective, we will know what to do part time, and we'll know who our mentors are. So we should try and shadow those that have gone ahead of us. And there's another thing he mentioned. He said we should celebrate our wins, small wins. If you get 1K today, please celebrate it. That 1,000 can yield 1 million in the future. So we should celebrate our small wins. So we still wait for your questions. Yes, Miss Nina, please, you have the floor now. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Ayatollah, for your presentation. I have two questions for you. My first question is, I hear you when you say celebrate your little wins. So what has been your, what model or what mode or what system or what this have you used in your storytelling to amplify the work that you're doing? That's one. Two, in terms of the EV space, the sector where you play in Nigeria, what would you say is one of the key bottlenecks as it is today that you are seeing and alongside other players within that sector? What is the key issues that are still being experienced by, entrepreneurs such as yourself that are playing in the sector? And what are the areas by which you require maybe support, inputs, either from the private sector or from the public sector, which is speaking to the government? Thank you.
Okay, sure. I'm not sure I got the first question very well, but if I'm correct, you were asking if how did we celebrate these
yes, what's the
little wins?
storytelling? How do you
Okay.
amplify the work that you've done? So celebrating your wins. How do you what has been your success story on how you amplify what you're doing?
Okay, so for us at Touch Mobility, we are not really sharing those stories, and I would say this is one of would I say the management uh, preference not to share those stories. At least we celebrate internally, but we don't share the stories. Apart from whether you might be featured in newsletters, we might be featured in news and all of that, but we don't share those stories publicly. In fact, you won't even find it in our handles. And this is specifically the director's, what I say, request. So, but yes, the reason why I mentioned it is because, sometimes when you hit a little milestone and then you reflect on it and then you see how far you've gone, especially when you're just getting started in a new industry, it makes you it makes you more willing to do more. So, but anyway, I would say that we are not really into storytelling online. That's one thing that we really don't do. However, because we also realize we believe that once it happens, I mean once the breakthrough happens, would share the story will naturally tell itself. So that's for how we share our stories. We don't have any of those stories online. Then for the industry challenges, I would say for most people within the EV space is the initial startup, which is, the EV industry is very heavy on, is very expensive. I'll put it that way. If you are procuring a normal car for, let's say, 10 million, you probably be procuring an electric one for 30 million. So the reason is not far-fetched. It is basically due to the components, especially the batteries of these solutions. However, one of those things I have seen to have been a solution that I would say that currently right now, the industry has passed certain stage of that, because initially when we were in this EV space, one of the problems we had was people didn't really believe that electric vehicles are going to are real solutions to our economic problem, especially when it comes to EV business. There is EV as an industry is one industry that is helping us reduce CO2 emissions. On the other hand, it is also a business because you are not using the fuel as your primary source of energy. So what you are relying on is electricity. And then there are quite a lot of mysteries around the range of vehicles and all of that. But I think with awareness, I would say, I'm speaking from my own perspective as one of the industry players, is that the misconception about the range of vehicles and then what's it called? The range, generally speaking, has been a little bit demystified. So one of the major problems is basically how to start up, because before you can start up with fleets of vehicles, you need quite a lot of funding to do that. And that is one of those things that we were trying to do in the first place, trying to seek funding to get started rather than collaborate with those who are already in the space in order to get the same results. So, but I also know for sure that many other industry EV leaders in Nigeria are also collaborating in order to get their products sold, in order to get EVs across to the various homes as we desired. So my final say on that is that the industry is, I would still say, is quite new, but the government policies are favorable, at least for now, for the EV industry. So I would say that there is no much of a problem when it comes to the EV industry right now, other than startup capital, which I think should not be anyone's concern right now if they can leverage on collaboration.
Thank you for that, Mr. Busari. We have another hand raised, Joy Taiye Elijah. Please, can you unmute him?
Good morning,
Joy
everyone.
Elijah, you have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. And I really enjoyed your presentation. I'm the founder of Niveau Technology, and what we do is we deploy electric tricycle to university campus across Nigeria also. And my question is around charging, because there have been a lot of issues around charging, around compatibility of some swapping cabinet also. I don't know how you went around solving that issue. If you can give us a little dive into that.
Okay, thank you, Elijah, right? I'm not sure if I got the name correctly. So the issue around this is, I would say, is not something that you can, will I say, tackle hands-on. And the reason is this: we have different, in fact, I would say 90% of where most of us source our electric vehicles is from China, because they are the largest producing electric vehicle industry in the world. Even Tesla is also sourcing from China. So that being said, there are different, will I say, manufacturing industries in China that are producing different types of electric tricycles and their swapping cabinets, including the chargers as well. So if the issue of compatibility, if you have two electric vehicle companies running campus mobility for EVs in certain universities, if they are using the same company, which, for example, is just like having a BYD vehicle. A BYD vehicle of a specific type has the same charger. In fact, it might not even be the same type. At least many types of BYD vehicles has the same type of chargers. So the question is that these electric tricycle businesses, do they have the same charger? The answer is no. So if they don't have the same charger, automatically they won't have the same battery type and size. So I'm not sure it's a question of how do you solve the compatibility issue? Because quite many many people in the industry are also trying to source from their own trusted partners. So if I say BYD is my own trusted partner, perhaps it could be Y Holding that is someone else's trusted partner when it comes to EVs. So this is a competitive market. Everyone is trying to get their share of the market, the share of the market in the EV industry. So I would say that for you, what you should just focus on is how to scale where you are. Because although I would have said that if the regulation was that for anyone to use any electric tricycle in Nigeria, as far as the Nigerian Automotive Council is concerned, we should use this type of battery type, this specific battery type, and then charging charger. So that way, it will regulate whatever electric tricycle is coming in Nigeria, and then whether you are installing your swapping station in let's say Enugu Futo, you don't have to worry about any electric tricycle business that is coming to the university, because if they are coming, they most likely might utilize your swapping facility. Why? Because there is a regulation that governs the specific type of battery and charging station that we should adopt. For example, we have the European standard chargers that are being used in Europe. Why did they standardize it? It's in order that people do not keep building different type of charging stations that would eventually cause chaos, as we are seeing currently in the Nigerian market. So the earlier it is regulated, the better. But my advice is that for anyone who is new into the market, in the industry, try to make sure that those who you are partnering with are those who are leaders in the industry, and not just people who just have a few factories in China who are trying to produce electric tricycles, because it will only tell with time that those who are leaders in the industry will prevail, and then before you know it, their own standard might become the national standard. So I would advise that you aim for the best, and then you should not worry about the standardization. It should be the concern of the government and the regulatory bodies in the electric mobility and general automotive industry in Nigeria. And thanks for the question, Elijah. I hope I've answered your question.
Thank you for that. Thank you. I hope, Mr. Elijah, you were able to get something from the question asked. I'll be asking the last question, and this one is from Ms. Joy Ijeneme. And she said that, what is the different sector in the EV space, and how and where can a beginner start? What are the different sectors in the EV space, and how and where can a beginner start? We have just 5 minutes to end the session.
So I would say that the EV space, I don't know how to categorize it, because we can say that there is the operations sector, which is running the operations, which means you are using it as a business. You are using your electric tricycle to convey people, for example, campus mobility, or even the streets. That is operations. Then there is infrastructure stage, the infrastructure, which involves the procurement process, and then discussion with OEMs, which means organizations that are the manufacturers of these solutions. And then we have the advocacy, which is those who are constantly talking about the need for adoption or promotion of electric vehicles. And then in all of these 3 stages, I would advise that for anyone who is just getting started, the person should start with advocacy, because number one, operations and infrastructure is expensive. The only one you can do without having anything with you is is advocacy. And then we know that there are even grants that awards people that gives people credit for advocating for such kind of initiative, in as much as it's within the sustainability sector. So our advice that you start with advocacy to help people understand and collaborate with industry leaders. You can become, I've known few people in the industry, in this EV industry, I would say energy industry per se, who do not have a single electric vehicle, but has gone almost half around the world, going from conferences from European delegations to name it. He has gone quite a lot. He has traveled almost around the African countries, Kenya, Uganda, Sierra Leone, the top countries in Africa that are advocating for EVs. And he does not have a single electric vehicle company. So the point is that we can always start with advocacy because it is cheaper. And then as we move on, or I would say, even if you have the money, you can begin to start with something light, maybe electric powered bicycles that can be used for campus mobility, just as we have seen the likes of our bike in Lagos campuses and different other campuses in Europe and then across Africa. So I think that is even light, but at least it is not as capital intensive as normal tricycles or motorcycles, electric buses, and the likes. So I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Hayatulla Busari. Thank you for this powerful section. And to all our participants, I hope and I guess that you are gaining something. And if we have done that and we have gained a lot, let us show our appreciation to Mr. Busari by sending in our clap emojis in the comment section. Let's appreciate him. That was a fantastic one, Mr. Hayatulla Busari. We thank you for coming. We thank you for honoring our invitation, and we thank you for the presentation. Now thank you all. Yes, I can see those claps. Oh, yeah, the celebration. Yes, let it roll in. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Miss Nina. Thank you, Dotton. I can see everyone. Thank you all for that. Yes, we are moving so fast, and we would like to go to the next speaker. But before then, I want to implore you, please don't sleep, don't stand. You can only shake your body, stretch yourself, because we are not slowing down on this. We have amazing speakers lined up, and I don't want it to lose. I don't want it to miss any of the session. So without taking much of our time, and the next person on our agenda for today, who will be taking us on the next session, is Ms. Victoria Nkechi Mejuru. And I know you'll be wondering, who is Miss Victoria? Miss Victoria, if you are here with us, can you just see your thumbs up? Let's see if you are, oh yes, that's Miss Victoria. Thank you, Miss Victoria Nkechi Mejuru. Thank you for that. Yes, I will quickly run through Miss Victoria's bio so we can all know who Miss Victoria is and why she's here with us. Miss Victoria is a biochemist, climate change expert, and agripreneur dedicated to building sustainable food systems across Africa. She is the founder and CEO of Vicky Goshen Eco Farm. Please, if I were you, I would just be noting those CEOs. Noting them, I would just have to go behind and say, oh, I have somebody to connect and partner with. So Miss Victoria is the CEO and the founder of Vicky Goshen Eco Farms, a climate-smart agricultural enterprise focused on livestock production, regenerative practices, and innovative solutions such as black soldier fly larvae for sustainable feed. Our work centers on reducing the environmental impact of agriculture while improving food security, farm livelihoods, and ecosystem resilience. With hands-on experience as an extension worker and community volunteer, Victoria has trained and empowered farmers, particularly youth and women, on climate-smart agriculture and sustainable practices. She has participated in global and regional programs including YALI, Africa, Aspire Institutes, and Africa Impact Academy, where she has strengthened her leadership and impact-driven approach to business and climate action. Driven by a vision to transform agriculture into a tool for environmental sustainability and economic empowerment, Victoria is building scalable solutions to bridge science, innovation, and community development. She's passionate about collaboration, that knowledge sharing, and creating opportunities for enabling resilient, climate-conscious food system for the future. Without taking much of our time, I will welcome Ms. Victoria to the stage. Please let us get our notepad, our jotters, and we have so many things to gain and we have so many things to learn from Ms. Victoria. So Ms. Victoria, welcome on board. We have 30 minutes. Thank you. And for my audience, if you have questions,
so much.
You can drop them in the comment section and we'll take them after the last presenter. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Can you hear me? Yes, Mr. Busari, thank you. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's the morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Victoria Nkechi Mejuru. I'm the founder of Eco Farms. I'm so happy to be here. I want to thank Clean Technology Hub for this opportunity to speak to young minds and co-founders like me. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Mr. Busari, I enjoyed your section. Nice to meet you again. Thank you. So without much ado, we'll go into what we have today. You'll be wondering what is Eco Farms and who is Victoria. Victoria is just a farmer. So I will try as much to use my slides. Mami, if you can put up my slides up. Ma, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, if you can put my slides on,
yes,
please.
Yes, your slides are coming out in a short while.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Thank you. And one of our audience said they want to see who her esteemed speakers are. Maybe you can just show yourself. Let's see who we are.
Okay, that's fine. I think my video is disabled.
Yes, Ma, you can go on. We enable your video. Thank you.
Okay, is that my video? Okay, that's fine, Victoria. So I'm here just to innovate our minds to look into agribusiness. I'm a farmer, pure farmer. So I will try as much as to go on with my slides, but what I'm here to share is my experiences, how I built Eco Farms, my journey, and how mentorship, networking, and programs has helped me gone this far. So who am I? I'm a passionate advocate for sustainable agriculture and eco-friendly food systems, and we do this using black soldier fly, where this black soldier fly feed on organic waste to avoid environmental disaster. Also, I am trained through Clean Technology Hub, through the SheSustains Cohort program and the Empower to Empower Her program. Then I'm also building a brand that merges environmental responsibility with profitable farming on a mission to inspire the next generation of African agripreneurs. So why do you want to choose agribusiness? I want us to think about agribusiness as a new form of oil money happening in Nigeria. Let's not think about agriculture as the traditional way where we'll go to farm with our hoes, with our farm, with our hose, knife, cutlass. We just farm for our daily living, commercial. Let us look beyond the commercial part of agriculture. Let us bring into the future, the agribusiness. And this agribusiness, they have sectors, the 5 sectors that I put here, which we have the production. What are you producing? What are you bringing? What are your products you are bringing to the market? Processing. Do you process these products? Distribution. What are your distribution channels? How do you distribute them? Marketing. This is the engine room of every business person. You can't produce, you can't process, you can't distribute without having your target markets. How do you market this, your product? Technology is another thing that is in agriculture, agri-tech. How do you use precision agriculture? When you have 20 hectares of land, how much do you have to pay laborers to plant your cocoa, to plant your cassava or your maize? Agriculture has gone beyond manual labor. What will work now? We don't work hard, we work smart. With technology, you do precision farming, drones, AI in agriculture. Another one is finance. When I attended the SheSustains program, that was 2025 last year. The important part of the training was the financial management. It has really helped me. When I started my business, it had no structure. Throughout 2024, we didn't win any grants. It was like I was playing because I didn't structure my business very well. I thought I could do it. I just dived into it and I made losses. But after the SheSustains program, when they taught about financial projection, how you keep your records, how you manage your finances in your business, this finance is very crucial, very, very crucial in every business. So let's go. Why agribusiness? Yeah, 70% of African population is involved in agriculture. Right from when we were born, we've been doing agriculture. But now we have advanced from the traditional way. We are now in the digitalized form of agriculture, which we call it agribusiness, the business part of agriculture. You can't be in agriculture without making money. It's an error. Another thing, the African food market projected by 2030, it's projected to hit about $1 trillion by 2030. That means that agribusiness is good enough, like the cloud is wide enough for everybody to jump in. Whatever product, whatever services you want to render in agribusiness, there is market for you. Sector for youth employment on the continent, yes. Vigigation Eco Farms is not just a business. We are capacity builders in the sense that we train farmers, we train women. We are focusing on women and youth that are very interested in farming. We train them in good agricultural practices. We train them on how to make money out of agriculture. Having the knowledge of an extension officer. So this is my work. I've been training, I've been educating people on how to make money out of agriculture. Then 60% of the world's uncultivated Arab land is in Africa. Africa is the land that the Lord has blessed. God blessed Africa, that whatever you sow on your soil will grow and you will reap it. No matter the climate change, no matter what you are doing, Africa is blessed. What I'm trying to say, I'm trying to motivate us to look into agribusiness. Then let's dive into what do we do at Vigigation Eco Farms. We are not just farming, we are building a future where food system and nature coexist in harmony. Have you wondered how we could just train larvas to feed on organic waste and produce feed that are very healthy for birds, for your fishes, even for your livestock, which is black soldier fly? We train these birds, we buy the eggs, we train them, we'll gather organic waste. What are these organic waste? Food scraps, agricultural byproducts, waste from your birds. You keep them, get black soldier flies, they could feed on this waste and produce feed for your birds. How do we produce feed? It takes about 20 to 21 days for it to produce, for it to migrate from larva. Then the residues are what we call fracs, which are the organic fertilizer used in your farm. So what we are doing, we are building an ecosystem where we have zero model What you are producing in your farm, what you are producing in your poultry, you are using it back in your farm. There is nothing like waste, zero waste. I'm an advocate of zero waste. We don't have any waste in farm, in your bed. Whatever you are doing in that your poultry farm is a food on the farmland. And whatever you are producing on your farmland is also a food to your poultry. That's the ecosystem Vicky Goshen is building. Organic food production, yes. Community education. Through the impact, the last program we had, Empower to Impact Our project, sponsored by CleanTech Hub, we were assigned to go to our communities to train 20 women. So that was not the first. I've been training these women. And I don't know how to share this testimony, but I know that I trained 20 women, but out of the 20 women, 10 of them have started their agribusiness and they are striving within the space of a month. I went to that community, I opened their eyes about agribusiness. They were seeing agriculture as the normal way of struggling. You take your children to the farm, they do this, they do that from morning to afternoon. At the end of 6 months, you go harvest and eat. No. I told them about the money part of agriculture, how you could make money from your sweat, even without working too hard. You work smartly and you are making money from agribusiness. That's the community education. Environmental sustainability. When you are handling organic waste, it causes more harm than good in the society. It blocks our drainages, it causes cholera, environmental disaster, environmental sustainability. We are big on it because we are advocating for clean Nigeria, for clean environment. Wherever you see organic waste, please don't burn. Gather them, look for recyclers, give to them. You are still making money. It's no longer free. We have eco butter. We have so many of them. When you see plastics on the floor, when you see drainages blocked, pack those organic waste. What you are packing there is wealth. We no longer call them organic waste. We call them organic wealth. So when you are gathering them, you are making money for yourself. So how did I start this journey? I entered agriculture as an extension officer working with Women Farmers Advancement Network, that's WOFAN. When I started, I was posted in Tungamaje, Abuja, where I had to train about 1,500 farmers. I started training. So they were sharing their experiences with me. I saw the gap, the need to create something very sustainable, especially for poultry farmers. People are complaining that the commercial feed, they are expensive, they cannot afford it. So I went back. I was thinking, how can I solve the problem of these women? They are always crying, reviewing, we are buying feed at a very expensive rate and we are not selling the best as we are supposed to sell at the price. So I saw the gap. I researched, I saw a company in Kenya that does BSF. So I was like, how can I do this to at least ease the stress of farmers going to buy feed at an expensive rate, even gas emission, reducing it, independence of fossil fuels, everything they're doing for the birds. So I thought about black soldier fly. I learned, I went for trainings, I had partners, we sat down, we developed our first. So my co-founder then practiced it on his beds because we cannot just bring a product to the market. When you see black soldier fly, it's kind of creepy. It's like warm. So we practiced, we used it, we practicalized on his bed first. So we saw the difference, we saw the changes. The birds were now very healthier. The best you will sell at 4 weeks, the same price you sell the one using the commercial feed at 6 weeks. So we had to push out our product to the market, and so far so good. It's been nice. So we saw that's the vision, the start. We limited resources. When I started my business, I think I started with 50,000 naira, talking about my business with my co-founder. We applied for so many grants. It was not coming. 2024 was not funny. Even my family, everybody were laughing at me. After going to school, is it agriculture you want to do? I did not listen to them. I started moving. the start, it was not easy. And to every founder here that wants to start a business, it is not always juicy from the start. That is what I will tell you. It will look like you are wasting your time. It will look like you are not doing anything, but strive. Consistency is the key in every agribusiness. Not only agribusiness, in every business you want to do, consistency is the key. Consistency, networking, continuous research, and continuous learning. You must continue to learn in your business. Research the trends, the new trends about your business. How is your business evolving? Continuous research about your business. Don't stay. Even if you are serving 1,000 clients, don't sit back, because as you are doing your business, other competitors are looking into your model, checking what is this person doing that is going far. So the way they are looking at your model, you are going forward. When they're seeing A of your business, you are already in F of your business. So consistency, continuous research, continuous learning, and building network. Don't forget network, build networks. It helps. The turn, I joined Clean Technology Hub. The program is it's helped me in my business. Doing I think I did the program in a training I went in Abeokuta. So the network was not so good. It was bad. So I missed about 2 attenders. That's why I couldn't pitch. I lost the grant. I cried. I cried, but with the learning I got, it really helped me to structure my business. Let me tell you, after the learning, after SheSustains program, they finished it, was it February or March? I applied for my first grant and I won it after the training. So I want to tell you, not when you're applying for a program and you did not get the grant, don't be discouraged. Use the knowledge you get. Knowledge is power that you can use anywhere. When you utilize the knowledge very well, you can win even more than the grant you lost. So this is me telling you that whenever you go for a program, focus on the network and on the teachings. I've lost so many grants, but the training I've gotten in those learning, in those training has helped my business get foreign investors, get more grants as day goes by. So what I'm motivating us now. This is no longer a teaching, it's a motivation class. So today, yes, we are a recognized sustainable brand by the grace of God. We are still building our brand, but at least we'll be here and we'll get calls from investors, from clients, from partners that want to partner with Vocational Eco Farms without breaking any leg. We'll stay and we'll get the calls. Please, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? The first client I got this year was from US. The woman saw me on Facebook. She went through my LinkedIn page. She saw what I do, and she gave me that contract. I don't know her from Adam. And I was given the contract to cultivate 40 plots of land. That's where Fikigoshen is currently doing. After that contract, we got the next contract. In January, we got 2 contracts to cultivate a land, 40 plots and 20 plots. So what am I trying to tell you? Be consistent. Your business, take it like you carry on for head and know what you are doing. Build on your visibility, build your brand, rebrand your business to attract investors, to attract people that will fund your business. So I've talked about the Clean Technology Hub, the Game Changer, SheSustains program, understanding sustainability beyond theory, see agriculture as a powerful climate action tool, strengthen the business model with frameworks, connect with women building impactful eco solutions, yes, shift mindset from running a farm, but building a solution. Then this is the SheSustains program I told you about. Then the last one that we did was Empower to Impact Her program, where I built my confidence as a female founder in a male-dominated space. Develop strong leadership and communication skills, clarity, vision, clarify my vision, my mission, and long-term goals. Embrace that my voice, story, and ideas truly matter. Impact starts from within. Mindset precedes success. So my key lessons for young agripreneurs: first, start from where you are. This is always what I tell people: start from where you are. Wherever you are, start from there. Just make sure you've discovered a problem you want to give a solution to. The first success of your business is that you are solving a particular problem. You have discovered a gap in your community. You have discovered a gap in your town. You have discovered a gap in Nigeria. You've discovered a gap in Africa. What is the gap? What solution am I bringing? What am I bringing to this gap that will make me to have money? Is your solution that brings money, not your idea. The problem is there. What solution are you bringing? When you don't give a problem a solution, you will just be having idea or more idea joke. If your idea is choking and there are no solutions to it, they will still remain an idea. They will be stagnant. Anytime we see you, oh boy, have fun or more, I get mad idea. You are always having mad idea without solution. So this is me telling you, start from where you are. First of all, identify a problem, prefer a solution to the problem. Is the solution that will make you to serve people, serve clients, and make money out of it. You don't need a perfect plan for full funding. The first step is deciding to begin. Resources follow action. Start from where you are. When you start your business, don't just say, okay, let me start. Maybe at the end of the year we'll win a grant. No. Some of us are entering into agri-business or entering into any business because of grant. Grant is good, it's enjoyable. But before you are grant worthy, you have to structure your business. You have to give your business a structure. You have to give your business a brand. You have to give your business a visibility and make sure you are solving problems. Learn constantly. I've talked about this. Agriculture is involving. Seek knowledge from programs, mentors, online courses, and most importantly, from the farm itself. Make sure you are actually doing it. You are hands-on practice. You have experiences. Don't just go into business that you don't have any idea of. Because you saw Victoria doing the business, you just jump in. You don't know what I've seen in the business. You don't know what I've gone through. You don't know the training, the amount of courses I've done online, the amount of networks I've built. Then build your tribe. Yes, community is the greatest asset. Collaborate, network, and support other agripreneurs. You will grow faster. This is a powerful tool for agripreneurs. Please learn how to grow. Build your community. Know how to grow with your community. There's no competition. The heavens are wide enough to contain everybody. There's no competition in this. Most of my friends, when they do things that I say, oh, Vicky Goshen, you can actually do this, I reach out to them. Please, how did you do this? How did you achieve this? I think I want to do this for Vicky Goshen Eco Farms. How do I go about it? They will mentor me. Most of my friends are my mentors. They mentor me so well. Okay, this is how we did it. This is how we do it. No, build your network. Make sure you are in good terms with your friends. Even if they are getting more than you, make sure you are in good terms with your friends. Build that network. When you go for programs that they give you mentors, those mentors, on a normal day, you cannot afford them and you cannot access them. So they are like a heaven package gift for you to build your business. When you finish a program, they say, okay, we have a mentorship section and people are sleeping on it. Most of the international gigs I've gotten, most of the international trips have been, is through my mentors, referral. Okay, yes, I know a girl that does this, she's good, Victoria, we can recommend. This is what has been happening in my life. Most of my success stories are based on mentors that trainees have given me. So don't sleep on it. Your idea has value, yes. Nigeria and Africa need your innovation. Let's begin to create innovatively. Let your idea be innovative. Let it break that table. So when you speak, they say, okay, at least we see future in this idea. In the next 10 to 20 years, this idea won't die. Whether it's a new crop method, a tech solution, or an organic product, the world needs it. Please don't hide your idea. That idea you have, try to make it work out. When they say, okay, I want to start a business, somebody will say, we don't have capital, we don't have capital. Money is important, but when you want to start a business, don't look at money so well. Look at the problem you're trying to solve. Look at the community you are trying to give solution to. That's the first thing you have to look when you want to start your business. Money is good. Money is the main thing to start. But aside money, your idea, check the community it is serving. Check people that will benefit from your idea. People that will hear, oh, Vicky Goshen, and they will smile. When they hear your idea, they will rejoice because they know that their savior is here. Then our challenges and our wins. I've had a lot of challenges, Vicky Goshen. I did a business in 2024. I went into great business. I did not research on it. I did not do any visibility study. My friend I heard the idea from my friend that he does storage. He buys grain when it's cheaper. He stores them. Maybe at the end of the year, he sells double of the price he bought. I had the idea, it didn't fool my head. I had to call most of my friends to come, let's do this business. I had to guys join me. So we contributed. We bought about 20 grains. Yes, 20 bags of maize, corn. Yes, corn, maize. Then we bought about 10 bags of paddy rice. That was 2024. Remember, I did not research on the business. I just had the idea and I saw the profit margin. I jumped into it. We bought at the rate of 65,000, 70,000. We stored. Remember, I paid for storage. I paid for women that were checking on the storage for me for 4 months. After 4 months, the price drastically dropped from 65,000 naira to 30,000 naira. To 30,000 naira, something I bought at the rate of 65,000, 70,000. They were even begging me to sell at 28,000 naira. I lost all my money. And the people that made the business with me, they helped me. That I was the one that did. I'm still paying that money. So what am I trying to say? Please research on your business. When you want to go into any business, please research. Do your due diligence. Don't just enter any business. Okay, Vicky Goshen is doing well with Black Soldier Fly. I think I can enter into Black Soldier Fly and excel more than her. Please research on it. Go online, read, do your market forecast, do your market visibility. That's how I lost my money. This is my first challenge as a business person. When those guys call me, my mind will fly. So don't make my mistake, please. I'm sharing these mistakes for us to learn. Another challenge we faced from the start of the business, limited funding. It was not easy. So I had to run the business with my co-founder then. So we are managing the business. I can say we were managing it. And I had juicy offers. We had one professor that came to us. We went for one program. He came to us that he's interested in our business, but he wants about 40% equity of our business.
Sorry, Miss Victoria, you have 5 more minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we have 5 more minutes. I want her to stay within the allocated time. So no.
Okay, that's fine. So that is it. And our win, I think we've been recognized as an eco brand. We've won awards and we've won grants, mentorship. We are still mentoring young people. I have a mentorship community where we mentor young women, young guys that wants to go into agribusiness, community impact. Now I've impacted so many communities, and it has also built my leadership skills. Then just a roadmap into your agribusiness, identify your niche, work on it, get educated, start small, think big, add value to your product, and build your networks. So my vision for Vicky Goshen Eco Funds, we are open for collaboration, partnership, training programs, funding and investment. Then I have a message to every young dreamer. You don't need to be perfect to start. Your background is not your limit. The world needs your ideas. Start small, but start now. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yes, Miss Victoria, before you go away, your video is enabled. Let us put a face to you. And let us see you and see your face.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We can't see your face, but let's go ahead. Please, our audience, please, we'll take all questions after the last speaker. So keep your questions in mind. You can jot it somewhere, or you can even drop them in the comment section. So after program, after this last speaker, we'll take all the questions together, because I know I can read through your minds. I know that we all have questions. Yes, we have questions ready through our mind. So let us drop our questions, jot it somewhere. After the last speaker, we'll take all questions. Thank you very much for understanding. Yes, from what Ms. Victoria said earlier, there's something that caught my attention. She talks about ideas. And one thing about idea is that if you don't utilize it at the right time, you have so many people who have that same idea as you have, and you just see online, oh, somebody have started this business, and oh, and I have it in mind, I wanted to do it, but you did not. You have so many brilliant ideas in the grave. Why? Because they have these ideas, and those ideas remain idea in their mind, on their heads, without utilizing it. So I implore us, please, let us make use of that idea, utilize that idea, and bring us something beautiful from that idea. Another thing she said is about learning, relearning, and unlearning. There's no end to learning. If there's something you want to get in life, there's something you want to gain in life, you have to learn. You have to collaborate. You have to meet people. You need mentors. You need organizations. You need webinar like this, so that we can join and we can learn from others. Over the weekend, there was a program. I don't know if any of us watched the program, the Platform Nigeria. If you don't watch the program, I will just advise that you can go back to YouTube, just type Platform Nigeria. You can watch that program. That program is so educative. It talks more on the entrepreneurial side, and you can learn from it. Thank you, Ms. Victoria, for that impactful section. It was so enlightening. We say thank you to you. And please let us give her clap appreciation to say thank you. I guess I'm the only one here. Please, if you are here with me, let me see. Oh, thank you, Miss Nina. Thank you, G. Joyce. Thank you all. I thought I was the only one here. Or let me say, maybe I should just leave also. But no, thank you all. Thank you. All of us are still here. Yes, don't go away. I promise you, you won't regret joining this webinar. It's so impactful. We have so many things packaged. Oh, yes, thank you, Pius Agada. You said you are still here. Yes, I can feel you. You are still here. I'm not left out. So thank you so much for joining. So we have our last speaker. Yeah, so if you have gained something from our first speaker and our second speaker, can you just in one word in our comment section, tell us something that struck your mind or something that you took from either the first or the second section? Let us hear from you before we move to the last speaker. Well, somebody said consistency, and that's true. If you're not consistent, you might not be able to scale, especially with this competition here and there, people doing the same business. You have an idea, you have another model, somebody is using that same model. But if you are consistent, trust me, your customer will come back again and again. Somebody said consistency. And somebody said money is not always the problem, but the idea and strategy. Seriously, money is not always the problem. You have some businesses that you can start off without a kobo or a penny. You have people that are into makeup, tying gele for people. Just see them outside the wedding hall or something. They will just start tying people's gele, and they go with their cash. Then start small. Don't always look as if you need that millions to start. Like Ms. Joy said, she said start small. You don't have to have all the millions in the world. Start small. Celebrate your small wins. And prayerfully, gradually, you will get there. Most times we see people at the top and we envy them. We sometimes forget to look back and see where they started from. And you know that it was not a small It was not something easy at the beginning. They started from somewhere. So many of them have failed in one business or the other, but they persisted. So with this, we'll welcome our final and our third speaker. One thing that interests me about the speaker, do you want to hear? If you are ready, let me see you're ready in the comment section. One thing that interests me about our last speaker, I want to say you're ready. Let it roll in the comment section if you are ready to listen, or else we just lock the gate and will not allow anybody to go out. Yes, ready. Research on your idea, ready. Yes, let it roll in. Yes, ready. Okay, I will tell you. I will tell you. Our last speaker was the first person to join this webinar. She was the first person to join, and she joined 7 minutes before the time. And that thing struck me. And she said, she always advised people, if you are joining a webinar or you want to go somewhere, get there on time. You might connect with people, you might meet others. So many things might happen, just get there on time. So she was the first person to join this webinar, and it shows consistency, it shows time management, it shows readiness, and I appreciate that about her. So our next speaker and our last speaker for today is Ms. Joy Taiye Ijeneme. If I'm right, hope I did not murder that surname. Ms. Joy, can you wave?
Yeah, good.
All right. Can you wave or give us a thumbs up? Let people see your thumbs up.
Thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Joy. Thank you. We are glad you are here with us to share your experience, your insights, and everything with us. Quickly, I will run through Ms. Joy's bio so we can know who she is, and you can always follow her up. Ms. Joy Taiye Ijeneme is the founder and CEO of Zama Solution Limited. Like I said earlier, I said we have CEOs here, we have founders here. Please, let us start collaborating. We have people you can partner with here. Don't let us joke with any webinar. Don't let us joke with any program. We have something to gain and something to take home. So she's a climate action brand addressing gaps in energy, education, and the environment. She has BSc in computer science, MSc in information technology, and a PhD in energy efficiency and works. She pivoted into solar energy and Siemens Energy to Simba Industry Limited before baiting Zama Solutions in 2020 after spending 9 years in the space, driven by a passion for solving energy poverty and solar illiteracy. She leads the company's operations, brand strategy, and long-term vision. Guided by the U.S. Sustainable Development Goals, under her leadership, Zama Solution has grown into a trusted brand that blends inclusivity and affordability. Joy is committed to using solar energy as a vehicle for social impact and healthier lifestyle and economic growth. She is an author of books, a member of CREA, EWB, CIHRSM, and YRA, where she currently serves as the Secretary of the Lagos chapter. With this introduction and a cloud of applause, let us welcome Ms. Joy Taiye Ijeneme.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please confirm that. Okay, I think my video is.
Yes, we can see and we can hear you. Ma, you have 30 minutes. Your time starts now.
Thank you so much. 12:30, good. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joy. I address gaps in the energy, education, and the environment. Like our speaker had said, and the subject matter, which says the Founders Table, Vision and Voices. When I was in primary 4, I already had that notion that I would be an engineer as at primary 4. And it was inspired by a neighbor of ours who was always going offshore. So I was always wondering that what kind of job does he do? I didn't still understand it until later that he goes offshore and comes back onshore. So first bullet point I will drop now while I'll be speaking, because I'll be dropping them in the midst of conversations, that as a human being, you're an auntie, an uncle, you're a founder, you're a CEO, you are whatever, be a good inspiration to the next generation. People are actually looking up to you. People are actually inspired by your action. People are actually learning from you. So I later found out that I think he worked in Shell, and that was the only reason why, I'm trying to share my screen, why I wanted to be an engineer. And that was just the beginning of my story. Please confirm you can see my screen. Please confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, ma'am. You can see your screen.
Good. Thank you so much. So that was how I thought of becoming an engineer. And this thought went on with me, and it got to secondary school. I had issues with JAM and all that. It took me 5 years before I was able to get into the university. And because of the duration of that, I ended up studying computer science. I don't want to go into how, like the subject matter says, vision and voices. There was a vision to be an engineer. There were so many voices that came. 1, engineers is too hard. And 2, I wanted to read petrochemical engineering, because when I found out that he was working in Shell, I now narrowed it down to petrochemical engineering when I was not ready for university. But I was at primary 4, I didn't have a clue what I was studying. And then there were so many voices. You can't study engineering. First of all, to waste your time. You've already wasted time. With JAM has wasted your time already. So that was one. And then there was another voice that said, no. So later I had this underlying sickness that will not warrant me to be in an environment that has to do with chemicals. That was the only reason why I stepped down from petrochemical engineering. I didn't listen to the other voices that said you cannot be this or you cannot do this. So to summarize, I studied computer science, and along the journey, I got married. And then after marriage, I now got my first job at SheSustains Energy. I'm going back to this foundational, the vision and the voices, because when I now reflected back, I now discovered that somehow, and it didn't just occur to me like automatically, I just took a back, sometimes also as human beings, the good book says, count your blessings, name them one by one, and you see what the Lord has done. I just did a count back, and I discovered that, wait, I wanted to study engineering. I didn't study engineering, but I'm working in engineering. So that is the story of how I came into the engineering space. And how did I come here? In 2011, there was a youth empowerment program by the current speaker, Bajabi Amila, and he created an environment for youth to be empowered. It's a job fair at this National Theatre there. And that they made me to realize that unemployment is a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. From 2011 till now, 15 years after, the rate of unemployment continued to rise. People were fainting in that job fair. So that was the platform that launched me into the solar energy space. Like the introduction has said, I spent 9 years in the space before I commenced Zama Solutions Limited, which was birthed out of, I don't know, it was in a confused state. We all know what happened in 2020. I was very confused. There was no entrepreneurial experience. Starting Zama Solution now made me realize that there's a difference between being successful as a 9-to-5, because as 9-to-5, I was very good with coordination, meeting and exceeding benchmark, like project coordination nationwide. I don't do Lagos projects. I do nationwide coordination of projects. I install 300 solar installation and I meet the deadlines. And these are global projects, United Nations, Prime Minister and all that. So when I now started in 2020, everybody was at home. I was like, Shebi, I'm good at this 9-to-5. Why am I not, good here? To summarize, there was no entrepreneurial experience. There was no data. That's another thing. I was very confused. apart from being a female is a problem on its own. Then you don't have data to leverage on. Then there was also no leverage. Like there are some people I discovered that when they wanted to go entrepreneurial from their 9 to 5, they had 1 or 2 leverage. But I didn't have that because COVID-19 hit us like heat. And it's not as if I planned to resign in COVID-19. I resigned the week before COVID-19, not knowing that there will be lockdown. So that's why whenever I think of Zama Solutions, I know, that's what I think. I know that it is God that curated the whole idea. There was no resource. I just had industry hands-on experience. So from confusion to a solar energy provider, I will show you how our journey over the last 5 years has been defined by resilience, innovation, and a relentless focus on sustainable impact. Now, year 1, registered our business. As we're taught in different programs, even CleanTech Hub, different programs that we have done, we told to register your business. You're a founder here, you're a hopeful founder here. We have had cases whereby so many companies, you start running your business. When you're not successful, you now want to start. You now discover that somebody else is using your name. So, and people already know you by that business name. So the first thing we did was register our business in 2020. I was thinking that it was registered in 2021 until I looked back and I saw it was 2020. As we know, 2020, everybody was at home. So we set up our office at home. We integrated capacity building into our business model because initially the idea of being entrepreneurial was not just because I wanted to leave. So I noticed some gaps in the space. I did a lot of projects nationwide. There was talent gap. So some of the time we have deadlines of you are supposed to produce this project. You are supposed to be done with this project in 1 month. So one of the problems we had then when I was in my former company is that we needed a resource, not just a resource, but a reliable resource. So if someone like me knew CleanTech Hub then, as the project coordinator and manager, I would just call CleanTech Hub, please, I need 20 solid engineers. That's the only thing that we needed. That problem as at 2018 or 17 that I was a project on, I was on that project, there was no access to such. That was the talent gap. Another issue that I noticed was skill gap. I'm giving the reason why I started Zama Solutions. Skill gap. So another thing that when we need interns, these interns will come from Yabatech, they will come from Unilag. They are first class, actually. They are very, very good. But you just remove one resistor from the inverter and tell them, because as in the engineering field, they're not just speaking English when you're interviewing. Just open the inverter, tell them, ask them questions. Where is the transformer? Where is the MOSFET? Where is, and then you just remove one resistor and they'll be sweating inside AC. That was a serious problem. Then another issue was when it comes to safety of engineers. So that had to do with more of the company. Because I discovered that, I won't say, even I'm not then, even up till now, there's less attention to QHSC in organizations till now. Most companies take it more seriously when the weekend is around, they'll start doing some tidying up. So from the engineering front, I noticed a lot of gaps, and I really wanted to make that difference on my own. So most of the time I go to my boss and I say, please, let's provide this for the engineers. Let's do this. He will say he has noticed my suggestions and they will go AWOL. And that was that passion to solve that problem and also the passion to give back. Like I said earlier, this space, I entered this space because somebody created a platform. So, and I know that you don't just have, like the last speaker I say, you don't just have an idea and say, okay, I have this idea. No, you need to move forward with the idea. So we registered the business, set up our office, then immediately we set up the capacity building. Because one problem I've noticed, or one solution I've noticed about the energy space is that people need to be educated. And it's not just a Nigerian problem. I've attended so many African programs. There is a serious issue of mindset. That is the major problem we have in solar energy. It's not money. Because even with 50,000 naira, you can get a solar solution that will serve you in your house. There's a serious need for us to educate people. So when it comes to education, there are different forms of education. This webinar also is another form of education. So from the get-go, we thought of doing what we integrated capacity building into our business model. And that integration won us an award. I was even shocked. In fact, I was just there. I know we were nominated for the award at a rental hotel. We went there, I was like, it's top 10 startups in 2020. So another thing again is that when you have an idea, run with it. If you don't run with it, another person will start it. And you say, and I had it before. And I think the last speaker also mentioned something like that. So shockingly, when Zama Solution was called, I was shocked. In fact, that was the first push that you are doing something. Just keep on, even though you look confused, continue what you are doing, continue, you get there. So in year 2, we lost our office. I will call it our first office because we know that we're moving to a bigger, a better place very, very soon. So I purposely put there our first office, very sustainable office. We also launched our first book. We also launched our capacity building program. These were very intentional events. We went to a media rounds. We went to a newspaper because I'm a very intentional person. Anything I want to do, I do well. If I don't want to do that thing, I back out from God, And also one lesson we learned from our launch. After our launch, when we started operations, we got burned. So like the last speaker has said, one of the things we learned in our Clean Tech Hub programs is legacy, implementation, documentation. In the name of familiarity, you are my church member. I engaged this person and we truly got burned. The lesson learned is that there was no documentation. So it's very, very important that, documentation as a founder. So our year 3, year 4 years, we scaled operation. We did our first government job when I was called, as founders, one of the prayers we should do that, even though you are not in a place, that God should connect with you with some certain people that will mention your name in some strategic rooms. That was how we got this government project. It's so small, it's actually a 10 kV, but it was an open door. It opened doors to more doors. So we really, like the first speaker said, appreciate your wins or so. Yeah. So it was a breakthrough for us, and we were very glad. And when we're doing this, concurrently, at the same time, we're running the pilot phase of our capacity building program. We did that with a community chairman who hoped to train about 100 youth, but ended up our outcome was our output was 100, but our outcome was what, 56. When you are training people, it's not everybody that graduates, but 56 graduated. And also in that year, we won in-kind grants. We didn't win cash grants, but we won in-kind grants from MTN, and all that. So in our year 4, we analyze and refine the outcome of our capacity building program. Because when we finish training, we notice a lot of things. That's why you need to run a pilot. Whatever you are doing, like the last speaker said, do feasibility study. If possible, even though you are building an app, your agribusiness app, whatever it is you are doing, or you are doing fintech, or you are doing clean tech. There's so many. I saw a cleaning company, Fisaya, who does use technology with cleaning of your house. She uses technology. And the Lions, what's her name? The Lions, they invested about 30 million into their business. So always run pilots, always do feasibility, refine whatever you're doing before going actually into the market. So we now we sort of analyze the data we got from our training programs, we refined it. And then also that year, we launched our environmental service. Like I said from the beginning, or like the speaker also introduced, we address gaps around energy, education, and the environment. So we launched our environmental service. So we don't do, right from day one, I'm not a person that does what everybody's doing. I don't like when things are trending and everybody's jump on it. I like to, even though I'm doing that, say I'll just do something different. So we don't do waste to wear, trash to cash, all those that, which we probably something I will not, okay, let me just talk about it a little bit. So we noticed a particular relationship between solar energy and the build space. There is a very thin line, not thin line, because if I want to install my inverter, I install in your house. When we look at that workflow and we discover that, okay, who are our customers when in the build space? We discover that builders are our customers, surveyors are our customers, architecture are also our customers. So with divine help, God helped us. This business has been on God's scale. Even the name alone, Zama means praise. So everything about the business is God factor 100%. So by divine help and all that, we started an offering the environmental space where we provide statutory compliance from green buildings. So we want to make sure that if you're building right. So that you don't finish building, put biogas, put solar, and then the owner of the land will say, leave the land or another. So we thought to just play in that niche. So that's our own way of, playing, thinking out of the box. So that same year, we're more strategic in our strategy. We're more strategic and engaged in communities. Yes. Victoria, as you don't know her, I think I just remember her now. I just noticed that I just knew maybe that video might not come on. I was thinking that, but she looks like a very shy person. But I discovered that she's also very, very, very active. Me also, and myself also, I'm also very bold, but people don't know that I actually have social anxiety. So because of that, I don't attend events. Even not a business, you will not see me on WhatsApp, you will not see me on any community, but business had to bring me out. Business make me do this. Normally, I will not do this. You will not see me the open. If I'm doing 9 to 5, face my 9 to 5 and I go. So we're more positioned in community, not just communities. I tell my coordinator, strategic and relevant communities. There are communities, they are there, but they are not strategic, they are not relevant. So we're more intentional about that. Then we're also very intentional about positioning. I think that's a key word that most businesses miss. Positioning is very, very key when it comes to businesses. So we also attended a lot of exhibitions, a lot of programs, events. We were more intentional about community advocacy. Every quarter, even up to last quarter, we did our community advocacy. And then we were featured in a Women 91.7 radio. We went there to encourage women, to teach women how to, as a businesswoman, how do you use solar energy to cut expenses in your business? As an individual, how do you leverage your solar energy? You want to start solar energy, how do you start? So we're featured, on radio and all that. So in our year five was very fortunately, year 5 was when we hubbed the CleanTech Hub. We started the program, is it March? I can't remember, but that was an interesting journey. It sort of helped us to refine our story. Like when we started, I think our tagline was a brown storytelling social enterprise. Anytime I see that, I laugh because you know that this person is very confused. But we actually moved from confusion to clarity in our year 5. We successfully curated our 3 core pillars in the business. We know that, okay, this is what we're doing and this is how we're doing them. We graduated in fellowship programs. We won our second award. Yes, as a business, we're featured on TV. We evolved from Zaman Solutions to Zaman Solutions Limited. So before now, we're just a business name. So in year 5, when the story was clear, whatever we're doing, our font size, our brand color, everything about the story was clear. Okay, this is how our structure should be. These are our operations. This is where we should play. These are partners. These are collaborators. When it was clear, we now migrated to Limited. And yes, our journey with CleanTech Hub was very, 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 very interesting. I'm taking note of time. I think one of my core lessons, I continue to ring it, I don't know why it comes, was mentorship and networking. And I think the reason why that topic is very dear to my heart, because I don't network. Even till now, I just network when I feel that I connect with you. Yeah. So, but as a business person, where you connect or not, you just need to network. So that conversation was very real. Then, as the last speaker has said, because we're in the same cohort, the financial planning, the operations, the AI class, the legacy class, which was taken by Ifeoma Malu, the ESG, yes, the ESG, how we should make sure that in your business model, you integrate ESG. Just run a business model without the SDG goals, without ESG integration. Make sure your business is solving a social problem, not just a problem. Not just a problem you like, not just a problem you identify. Make sure it's a problem your audience have and they want it solved. So we did that in 2025, and then we won our grants from CleanTech Hub. Please, on the comment section, please give CleanTech Hub a round of applause. We won that. That was our second win, financial win. We won one in August, and we won another one, CleanTech Hub. So we're more intentional on our socials. Yes, like I said, because of like that, the first speaker said that the MD said they should not be loud their wins. There are some CEOs that are like that. That is what they want. But as you evolve, or as you, like he had said, that sometimes your wins will speak themselves. So we were more intentional about, okay, let's be on it, let's be hands-on, let's show up and all that. And then we also celebrated our 5-year story. And to summarize, we launched our Green School initiative. This is a problem that we discovered that after our training our committee youths, that their priorities are actually very funny. They are concerned with forex, especially the undergraduates, that's Yabatech, Unilag. They are very concerned about forex, crypto, fast cash, quick fix. So we had to go back to the school. And currently we're about to commence training of our students. We're about to commence training. So how is it going? How it is going. In 2026, our office got burned on the 4th day of our resumption. I'm telling you, that's the worst thing that can happen to you. It's a terrible thing. We have done, we have painted, we have put everything, we have set up everything, like prepare. And then on the 4th day, go around to 1, and then you are called, your office is burnt. So, but what did we do? We continued the journey because we are more concerned about the problem we want to solve. One thing I didn't mention in this story, that the main deal breaker for us that made us to go into commend the company, was a particular day. I went to a pharmacy, like a supermarket, sorry, and I saw a girl buying candle. This was that deal breaker that Joy, stop procrastinating. Starting Zaman solution, it's not automatic. You can conceptualize it maybe 2015 or 2016 or 2018. You continue to think, I will. So, but when I saw this girl buying candle, I didn't imagine that people still produce candle. It was shocked, like, do people still produce candle? So I was not too shocked, because if they were not producing candle, she would not be buying candle. So this was what informed us. This was one of the things that informed us to, like, that we must do something about it, not just talk about energy poverty. 85 people are off grid. Ministry of Energy is not doing this and all that, but be a part of the solution. So despite our impediments, we continue our journey. We continue to sail in our solar installations nationwide. Yes, this year we have done installation in Delta State, in Lagos State, and all that. We also selected for RENAC and convened training. This May, like I said earlier, we are commencing our training of 300 senior secondary school students. May I leave this meeting, we are doing renovation of the lab. We are setting up a renewable energy lab to make sure that we're not just talking, we are practicing, we are touching, we are teaching, So I'm going there right now, but there's work in progress going on. And then we're also mentoring 3 GIZ interns and 30 young Africa entry-level, green skill business female entrepreneurs. So these are a few things we have done. And I think I have 6 more minutes. These are just a few things we have done. So to summarize, I would say that I'm also a part of Daystar Business, the Daystar School, Daystar Church, their business academy. Yeah, that's a recent committee I joined. It was strategy, so I entered. So I met the convener, that's the dean of the program. He was talking about solar energy. And
you have 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm very conscious of that. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yes. So he was very conscious of that, so I discovered that. So when he told me that he went to China, he did this, he did that, and all that. So I told him that, sir, you want me to give you advice? This is my 15 years in the state. Do you want me to tell you where you went wrong? He said, yes. I said, fine, you had the money. You had the connection. You had all of that. You had the data. You understand? So the data he had is just profit. That's the data he had. But he didn't have the industry experience. Before you enter solar energy, you need industry experience. 1, industry experience. Then you need, like she said, agribusiness. You need solar energy business experience. Some people just train 1 month, train 6 months, and say they are engineers on there. They are not even engineers, because I hate using that word. Say they are installers. No, you need that. You need hands-on. Lastly, you need to understand the industry trends. There are some things that are applicable, there are some things that are not applicable. So that was where he went off. So the risk in our business is that, because the last person said challenges. What's the risk in our business? I've thought about it, because with 0 naira, you can start solar energy. So when I think of the risk, I think the risk is when a solution goes bad with a bad, or we know with a bad customer, with an irrational customer. Because as a service delivery expert in my former industry, we have gone to courts back to back. You understand? So people enter the space not knowing when they are entering. So when a solution goes bad with an irrational customer, that's a great problem, challenge, and a risk. So lastly, I will advise every young entrepreneur here or aspiring solar energy entrepreneur, first of all, look for a niche. Identify leverages and explore. Do research. Explore if you want to win grant, because one thing that is in our space is grants. I have 3 more minutes. Grant. There's so much grant, like the last speaker has said, which I didn't identify on time. I cannot leverage on now. I was even fortunate to get CTH because there was no 18 to 35. So my mentorship program, the facilitator was saying, you 18 to 35, go and be winning grants. Yes, and explore that window. That is a special window that is open to entrepreneurs now in any space. FinTech, solar energy, agribusiness, EV, there is 18 to 35 grant window open to you. Then be community oriented, be resilient, encourage yourself daily, because sometimes you'll be tired. Encourage, don't wait for your husband to encourage you or whoever, or your staff, because so many things will make you tired. So encourage yourself every day. Another thing I want to speak to is run a sustainable business. Some people, you are starting, you go and buy CEO chair, you go and get a space that is 2 million naira in rent. I was in a meeting with Alakija, and they asked her, Financial Alakija, if you want to start your business today, what will you do differently? She said she will start small. If Almighty Alakija, as our convener says, Almighty Lagos, Almighty Alakija says she will start small. You see some CEOs today, they'll go and rent a place that the rent is not sustainable, operations is not sustainable. So that's basically it. Leverage on AI, explore strategic and relevant grants, and create your niche. So yes, again, we're Zama Solutions. I'm the MD of Zama Solutions. We are open to collaboration and partnership. You can reach us on 08090551533 and so Zama Solutions on all social media handles. Thank you very much. I hope I was able to deliver. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Please, let's appreciate Ms. Joy. Please, with our clapping ovation, our love signs, our flowers, let it come in. Let's appreciate her. She has done us well. It was so much impact. I gained a lot, and I've learned a lot too. I'm sure we all jotted something down. We have something in our notepad. We have gained something, because I have like 3 pages here. I was just jotting and jotting and jotting. I even have some extra sheets to tell you how lengthy my jotting can be. I have some extra sheets. So I would have loved to show you people my jottings, but I don't want you to copy me, because I can tell you to tell a sheet of paper and do a quick test. So I don't want you to copy my answer. So thank you, Ms. Joy, for that. Our next agenda now is Q&A. I know everyone, we have one question or the other to ask from our speakers. So let's go ahead. If you have a question, kindly raise your hand if you want to speak. And if you don't want to speak, you can just put it down in the comment section. We'll read it out to, okay, somebody's hand is up. So if you want to ask your questions, please raise your hand or drop it down in the comment section. We will take that now because it's time for Q&A. And please, after the Q&A, we will want every one of us to put on our camera, our video, so we have a quick general picture. So we can use it on our social media. You can type CTH, go on LinkedIn, Founders Table webinar attended, Founders Table webinar I gained. Just tell them what you gained, just summarize what you gained, and tag us Clean Tech Hub or Clean Technology Hub Nigeria. tag on LinkedIn, tag on X, tag on Instagram, tag on Facebook. Through that, you create visibility for yourself. Yes, that's another way of collaborating. People see you, people get to know you and know what you do. And another thing is that this recording will be available in our YouTube channel and on every ecosystem community group. So if you miss one part or the other, or there's something that was said that you missed or you didn't get right, you can go back and watch the video over and over again so we can gain more knowledge about what has been said today. So if you have your questions, please raise your hand or call, or you can drop it in the comment section. Thank you. Let's have you.
Can I speak now? Can I ask?
Yes, ma, you can speak, ma.
Okay, so I wanted to speak to the question is to the last speaker. I wanted to speak to this, I don't know what they call it, but I don't know what they call it in their business, but in their space, but I'll describe it. She will know, everybody will know. Where you...
Sorry, ma, your network is breaking.
My network is breaking.
Yes, ma, but it's better.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
okay,
yes,
so I said to, yes. So the last speaker, I wanted to describe a scenario, so she'll speak to it, then I ask two questions, it's in one question. So there are some agribusiness opportunities where they will say you should buy land, they will farm on it, they will farm on it, they will give you interest. There's a way I don't know what they call it, but it's farming, banking, what they call it, but they'll be giving you returns, maybe 20%, 30%, and all that. So I wanted her to speak to it if she does anything else, or if she knows any credible ones. And in the last few weeks, we have seen those same business models being shown online as being fraud. So I wanted her to speak to that. Then my second question is, I saw a video where a farmer, just like her, I don't know if she went to give birth, but she was off operations for like she has a team, but she sort of left operations maybe I want to go and I want to be away for like one month or so. But by the time she came back, the whole farm, everything was dead. So I wanted her to speak to it that what should that farmer have done differently? Like, is it that she must be on the farm 24/7? What should the farmer have done different? So those are my two questions. Thank you.
Thank you, ma, for that question. Ms. Victoria, are you here?
Yes, I can hear you, but I didn't get the first question.
Okay, the first question is about this farming business where they will tell you to buy land, plot of land. They will tell you they want to plant tomato. I don't know if it's in Abuja, but it's very rampant in Lagos and Ogun State. They'll tell you they want to plant either plantain, whatever they want to plant on it. Then they'll give you returns of your money, probably 30% of your whatever, and over 7 years, over 5 years, over 10 years. It's very rampant now. Yeah, we've also had...
They call it land banking.
I know they call it land banking in the build space. But okay, in your space also, they call it land banking too.
Yes, please.
Oh,
it's normally done by real estates.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So now there were about 3 videos trending of how somebody showed that model has been used, that it was a case of fraud by 3 different businesses. So I want to, first of all, do you do it? Do you want to speak to it? Like, does it work? Is it a credible business venture like agribusiness? Thank you. Did you get the question?
Victoria, are you still there? Do you get a question?
Okay, yes, I got the question. Oh, sorry, I was muted. Sorry. So I'm telling you that it's a credible one, but depending on the crops you want to invest in, are they doing greenhouses? Is it a greenhouse project, open field, hydroponics, or they are doing normal farming for you? What are the crops they want? What are the crops do they want to plant? Like the crops they want to invest in. So these are the things you look at for. A greenhouse farming is a very profitable one. in the sense that you will not lose any of your crop when well managed. Let me not say where if they manage it very well, you will gain. The percentage is very high when they are using greenhouse. So it's a profitable. Another thing, you have to make research on the company, know whether you are profiting. There's this one I saw, there's a model in Abia State in Bend there. So you are getting the land, you are buying the land, they are farming for you, and they are giving you about 70% of the profit, and they are keeping 30, but the land is yours. Do you get what I'm saying?
I got that.
Okay, so the land is yours, everything. But I would advise when you want to invest in that, make sure that the property is yours. Let them not use their own property. If you want to invest in that, buy the land. If you don't have the time, they can farm it for you because they wouldn't want it to waste because their percentage is in it. So buy the land, tell them to invest on profitable crops and not perishable ones. So if they are trying to tell you greenhouse or something, greenhouse is also a nice investment for farmers, though it's on the high side, but it's a good investment if you tell me. It's a very good one.
Okay, so.
Yes, the second one, I didn't get the second question.
I wrote for very much. Okay, I said if there was a farmer,
okay,
that I saw the video of the farmer, how she lost the whole of her crop.
Okay.
You know, she So what happened is she sold before and after. So she went on for like maybe a month. She has probably set up everything. She has a team, just like you. You have some women that help you check and all that. So she had everything in place, and she probably decided to go.
Her network.
On a 2 weeks leave or a 1 month leave, whatever. She gave birth. I think I'm not a farmer.
Okay.
I was crying for her because she lost everything.
Wow.
So what should she have done differently? Is it that she should not rest? She should not go and breathe? Or I don't understand. Because
did she hire laborers?
She had a team before she left.
Okay, she had a team. Is it her business or a collaborated
business?
Okay, it's her personal business.
It's her personal
like
business, yes.
Oh, wow.
It's her personal
so
business.
She had a
her
team.
personal land.
Okay.
So what should she have done differently?
Yes. So what would I would advise, if you have a farm that is your personal business, let me tell you, nobody can handle your business more than the way you handle it. Even if you are going for 1, 2 weeks leave, 3 weeks leave, make sure you make a time, even if it's one day, to go to the farm to see what is going on in the farm. You can't you can't entrust your business in the hands of people. They will not handle it well. I am in Abuja. I have a poultry farm, but I had something to do in Abia State. I had to shut it down. My sister is here. I have good neighbors, but I can't entrust my business to them because they cannot take care of it more than the way you do, even when you have workers. So what she would have done better was to check on the land once, even if it's twice in that month. Check what's really going on. These farmers, most farmers that you employ, sorry to say, if they want to show you pepper, you will cry. You will really cry. So what she would have done better was she would have visited the farm herself or send a trusted person, somebody that would be very accountable to her, to check the condition of the farm, what is going on. Because these people, why they left the crops to die or anything, because it was her personal business. Assuming it was a collaborative farm or it was a team farm and she went for leave, they would have handled it better because their money is in it, their resources. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying.
Yes, I do.
When
yes,
you know you invested your money, you will not allow it to die. So that is what you would have done better. When you want to start a farm, please make sure you take care of your farm, or you send somebody that is accountable to you, a trusted person. You can't just cultivate on a land and send people. No, it's not on. Once in a while, go and check on your farm. Check what is dying or something. I sow crops for people. So what I do, I will charge you for 6 months, and within that 6 months, every month I'll make sure I visit your farm 4 times. 4 times in every month. Take the record, the crop that is not doing well, the crop that wants to die, we'll remove it and replant or resow. Do you get? So when you are doing this, in all this land, you cannot trust people. First, don't trust people with your business, especially when you are far. They will not take care of it very well unless they are gaining. Even if they want to gain, some will end up harvesting everything on your farm and telling you is aboki people or cow people that went to do it, why they did it. So the first thing you do is to take care of your farm, your business, check on it, get somebody trusted. Even if it's one person, put one person that is trusted in that team. The person you know, okay, if this thing goes wrong in this farm, this person will be accountable, or the person will tell me what's going on. Do you get it? Don't cultivate on a
Yes,
land
I
and
do.
leave it for so long. It is not advisable, please. When you don't have someone that you trust or someone that is really close to you that could tell you everything that is going on at the farm, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that question, and thank you for the response from Ms. Victoria. Please, do we still have more questions coming in? Do you still have questions? We have a few more minutes to end the Q&A section. Do you still have questions? If I may have, I want to ask Ms. Victoria, like people staying in another part of Nigeria and they want to go into farming, but the fear of, Fulani herdsmen, cattle feeding on their farms, eating, and at the end of the day, there's nothing yielding because they've eaten up all the harvest and everything. How can that person has the idea, but the fear of Fulani herdsmen and their cows and their cattle eating up their farm products, what can be done about that? And about storage, you mentioned that you invested so much in storage at the time. You bought a particular product for, is it 60 naira or 600,000, and at the end of the day, it was sold for less than maybe 30,000 per bag. And I feel like, I have an idea. I want to go into this business, storage business. I cannot farm because of the fear of Fulani herdsmen or their cattle eating up my crops. And I want to go into storage. Now, hearing this and seeing what is happening today, you get granite or maize or beans for like 50,000, and after some time it depreciated to 30. And I've borrowed money. I've gone for maybe loan or any other thing. That fear keeps on coming. You want to stay back. You don't want to forge ahead. You don't want to do anything again. So how can we manage this? How can we balance this part of business? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that question. First of all, let me say this: agribusiness or agriculture has gone beyond going to the farm. We have new techniques in agriculture. If you've listened, I said hydroponics, where you can farm at home. We have sack farming. We have in-room farming. People farm now in uncompleted buildings and they're really making it. People farm at the side of the wall. Like when you want to farm yam, sack farming, you use your nail, hit on the wall of your backyard. I want to go really local now. The wall of our backyard, put sacks. I have a mentor that he farms about 10,000 stands of yam at his backyard, 10,000 without visiting the farm. So if you have money, we have what we call greenhouse farming, where your crops are secured, is in a building. That's in-house farming, where you plant any of your crops in a building, where you plant your maize, you plant anything, and it's well managed. That's another part of farming. Then in the case of grain storage, when I had that experience, after selling it at that very low rate, I don't think that I went into storage anymore. I didn't go into it. So, but if you would want to invest into grain or storage, I would advise you study market forecast. Study the market very well. Storage is a business that gives money, but it has a lot of risks. So study the market very well. Go to experts. There are people that are experts in market forecasting. They can tell you in January 2027, beans will be, one bag of beans will be sold at 150,000, and it will happen. So you have to make your research very well if you want to go into storage. Make the research very well. Know what you are going into. The market is not stable. This year it might rise, it might fall. So I would advise you to research very well. Ask questions. Meet people that have been in the business for years. My mistake was I didn't do any of this. I just ventured into it because I overheard my friends saying there was money in it. So I just entered, no market research, no question, no visibility study. I entered and the thing, it really brought me down. So that would be the advice I would give you. Study the market very well. Know, meet people that are market forecasters. They are around Abuja, everywhere you can get them. Study the market, know more about storage. I think there is a storage house now in Guakwalada that you pay, then they will store your goods for you for as long as you want to. So that is it. And in terms of farming, not everybody goes to the farm now. Inside the bush is no longer safe, especially for we that are in the northern area. So you can do house farming, you can do uncompleted farming, you can even do balcony farming. There's a student I'm tutoring in Unizik. She's using her balcony to do her farming and she's still selling. She does yam, she does potato, sack potato, she does what tomatoes on sack and she's selling. So if you know that the bush is no longer is not safe for you, you can do house farming, sack farming, you can do hydroponics. If you have that money, you can go into greenhouse farming. Greenhouse farming is expensive, but it's very profitable. I just hope that I could answer your question. If you're not clear, you ask. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You did justice to the question.
Thank you so much.
Our last question for now from Ms. Joy to you. That's our last question. We have just 2 minutes. Please speak to the oversized harvest now available in the market and speak to differences between the former crop size and the effect of this large size harvest to our health. Did we
Yes,
get that?
yes. I'm currently on the group on the chat.
All right.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Joy. This is a very
Good
brilliant
feedback.
question. Yes. So let me come from the background of the Goshen Eco Farms. So what we do, we have two products, and we are currently launching one which is organomineral fertilizers. So we'll mix frax, which is the residues from this lava, to produce our organic fertilizer. So we add other minerals, rice hulls, wood share, wood ash, all those minerals to the frax to complement the fertilizers for our vegetables. So the oversized crop sizes we have now is the cause of fertilizer, and it's not healthy. I'm an advocate for good health. That's why I'm producing lava for broilers, for fishes. What you are eating, you know you are eating good food for our health. I went to a training. I was training a group of people when a lady stood up to me and said that now she knows why anytime she eats chicken, she'll be having headache. Is it because of the feed? I say, yes. Most of this feed that they feed these broilers, layers, they have changed its effect in our bodies. Sometimes it causes hormonal imbalance. Research on it. So what I would try to tell you, if you have a compound or if you have somewhere you can plant, is Operation Own a Farm for your healthy living. Try this at home. Plant your cucumber without fertilizer and plant a cucumber with fertilizer. The cucumber you plant with fertilizer, keep it for 2 days. It will start changing color and rotting. The one you plant without fertilizer, the cucumber, I bet you have tried it. It can stay 2 weeks. Nothing will happen to that cucumber. Nothing. That's the power of organic farming, without any form of chemicals, without any form of pesticides. Some people are dying these days, not because of anything, it's because of what they eat. So we should learn how to eat healthy, grow our own farm, have a mini farm that you grow without any form of chemicals, without any form of pesticides. So that's just the effect. And it's not very good for our health. It is not good. When you are buying, it's like we bought one vegetable from the market. we forgot to use it. The next day, the vegetable changed. It became very weak, very, very weak. That's the effect of fertilizer. And I won't advise anybody to do that. If it is possible for you, please own your farm. Let us advocate for good farming system, eco-friendly farming system, where you farm without fertilizers, without anything you add it, because they are causing more harm than good in our health. So that is just it, ma'am. Speak to oversized harvest now available in the market. Yes, the oversized harvest, they push in the chemicals, the fertilizers. Before you know it, it will grow. You buy tomatoes within 2 days. So even within the, okay, let's assume you bought a tomato in the morning. In the night, you see it rotting. It becomes weak because of too much fertilizers, and we eat it. So let us continue advocating for organic farming. We've been penetrating the market. Let's advocate. Let's shout, because Nigerians, so many Nigerians are dying because of inorganic foods that have been pushed to the market. You will see tomatoes that are very healthy. When you come back, you forget to cook. The next day it becomes weak, becomes rotten, the too much water. So I'm advocating for good health. And if you are able to own a farm in your house, it is good and it's advisable for us to own a farm in your house. Yes, thank you. They sometimes do this because they want high yield. Yes, high yield at the detriment of our own health. I understand farmers, they just want to sell at, okay, these tomatoes, they are big, they are this, you will sell at the rates, high rates, not minding the human bodies. But you that you are literate and you are exposed, you know the dangers of this food that they push in the market. Please, let's just avoid those. They are very dangerous, and sometimes they are cancerous to our system. It is very, let me tell you, organic farming is very profitable. Do you know that when you own a business, not everybody is your customer? We have what we call target market. When I'm doing I do organic farming. I don't do anything inorganic. Even when you are consulting me for farm, for setting up a farm for you, I will tell you purely what I do is organic farming. I don't rush my system. My system takes time because it is what is going into the world and what people are consuming. Organic farming is profitable. When you start, you have your own market. Let me tell you, every business owner, you have your customer. Not everybody is your customer. Organic farming is scalable in the sense that when you start it and they know that what you are doing is purely organic, you have customers for it. And organic products are not cheap, they are not affordable, they are quite on the high side, they are expensive. But when you are eating it, you know that you are doing good to your body and your system. So they are quite scalable and profitable. Julie, hope you got that.
Thank you, Ma.
Yes, ma'am. I'm
Thank you
done.
so
I'm done.
much.
Let's round up.
Yeah, thank you. We don't want to keep everybody waiting. We want to stick to our time. So please let us have our cameras on, our videos on. Let's take our general picture. It's time to take our general picture. I want to see your lovely faces, the beautiful faces, the handsome faces. I want to
Miss
see them. I want to see
Nina.
you. Let's see you.
Yeah. Okay. My, my camera is not even on.
As many as we are, let's
Please
put on our
let on
cameras.
our
Let's take a picture.
cameras.
Yes, allow this time.
So when we see you on the way, I'll not say, hey,
I will
hello.
see Victoria now.
Right,
The way I
exactly.
saw
Let's
on the
see
flyer, I
Victoria.
prefer from Victoria I know.
Hi, Julie.
Why can't I see your
Victoria.
faces? What's going on?
Victoria, what's wrong with your camera now? Why is this camera doing us bad?
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with this camera. Let me join you with my phone.
And let us know when you're ready.
Okay.
This thing is, it's been stressing me.
We are waiting for others to put on their cameras. Let's have a general group picture. Miss Victoria, I don't want us to see your face, but we must see your face.
Yes, we must see her face.
Sorry, I'm trying to join in with my phone. I don't know what's wrong with my laptop. The camera is just giving me stress.
Don't worry.
So I'm trying to join in with my phone. Just a few minutes, please.
So
We'll
we are
just have a
waiting
minute
patiently.
so we can take the picture and we effectively close out the session for today.
Looks like I'll have the personal camera for that.
Mr. Pius Agada from Makodi, I can see your face.
Oh, great.
So I'm here.
Okay, so maybe you need to take off the other one. So, perfect. So, Anne, over to you. Are we ready so we can take the group picture? And you're on mute if you're speaking.
Victoria, what do you do to my video? My video is showing.
Are we set?
My video is not showing.
Yes,
all right.
I think
I
we're
would say
good.
Is my video showing? And sorry, is my video showing? Because I can't.
Yes, it is. Yes, you're.
Yes, ma, it's showing.
Yes, it is.
Are you ready?
Okay, it is. Okay.
Yes.
It's too Joy here.
Cheese. Are we ready? All right. Thank you all for joining. We are so excited to have you all here. You are so excited from every one of us. Miss Nina will give us the closing remark and the thank you message. So we want to keep to our time so that next time when we call you, you will be willing to join so that you know we are a time conscious person. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Anne, for moderating the session. A very big, huge thank you to our 3 guest speakers for today. We do appreciate each and every one of you, our participants as well, who joined. We have on the screen now the QR code, which is just essentially a feedback form. I think maybe just 1 or 2 questions about how you saw the webinar. And if there's anything you would like us to, any comments, suggestions, that you would have for us ahead of our next webinar series, which will be coming up. And of course, we'll be digging deep to look out for other, founders within our ecosystem that are doing great work and are willing to share, the work they're doing with others. So thank you so much for each and every one of you who took our time today to be here. Thank you for being part of this session. We look forward to seeing you all in the next series that's coming up within the next 2 months. Keep iterating, keep doing the very best that you can. And of course, with CTH, we'll always be there to support you. Feel free to reach out to any one of us on the team. Anne is there, myself, reach out to us and let us know how best we can support you. And if there are any areas that you still need any form of mentoring or actual hands-on experience with, we'll be there definitely for you. So thank you once again. We look out to seeing you all in the next series. So thank you. Take a minute and fill our feedback form, and we'd definitely love to hear from you. So thank you, and see you next time. Back to you, Anne.
Thank you, Ms. Nina, for that. Ms. Nina is our director. In case you missed the introductory section, she's our director. She's the Chief Innovation and Growth Officer at CTH. Thank you, Ma, for joining. We are glad to have you here. So please take a minute to scan the QR you are seeing on your screen. We would like to hear from you, your feedback, what you expect in the next session, the next seminar. And I hope that next time when we call, you will answer us, and you'll be glad to join again and invite your friends, your co-workers, your ecosystem under you, people in your ecosystem. We would like you to share the link with others so that we all gain together. We share, we brainstorm, we ask questions, and so that we have an impactful section. This webinar is for us to collaborate. You can just ask people in the comment section, oh, can I know you? Drop your LinkedIn link. Let me follow you. Let me connect with you. What are you doing? I want to learn from you. I want to go into your business. I have the idea, but I don't know the next step to take. So this webinar is just for us to come together as a family and collaborate with one another. There are things that we can learn from ourselves. There's some things that we can learn from another person. There's some things that we need to grow our businesses. So we should try and connect, collaborate, and don't forget to tag us at LinkedIn or any social media. Tag us, tell us about the webinar, and we'd like to respond or follow you back on the LinkedIn page. Thank you all for joining. We don't want to take much of your time. We want to stick to our time. And this is 1:32. We promised 1:30. Apologies for that. 2 minutes extra we added to the time. If you are standing queue code, we would like to hear from you. And at this point, we want to say thank you and goodbye.